Our project title is Home Services, and the participants of the project are me, Kunal, and Yashwant. The project goals here are we have developed a project called Home Services where it provides the services to the users. So, here the three services that we are providing are uh, plumber, carpentry, and hairstylist. So here the users can register in two ways, one as customer or as service provider. So once we register and log in, if we register as a service provider, we can add the slots to the service to our service, and we get the slots added to the account. And if the user registers as a customer, then he can book the slots based on the requirement. Here we have used four cloud technologies, and they are for front end we have used Angular. For backend we have gone with Express.js and Python. For the database we have used PostgreSQL, and for message queuing we have gone with the RabbitMQ, and we have used Docker for deployment. Kunal is going to
Yeah.
continue.
So the following is the architectural diagram for our project. So initially, when the user tries to register, he'll be given two options. That is, he can become either a service provider or he can become a consumer of those services. So all these options will be provided via the front end that we have made. Now, there would be three services that we have made and integrated together for our application. The first one being the booking service. The booking service is used to handle all the bookings that are made by the user to the service provider. The user info service is used to handle all the user and service provider information and all the information that are stored during the initial authentication. And lastly, the community service, which stores the list of services that are offered to the user by the service provider. Now, all these services are communicating amongst each other using the REST APIs. And also for maintaining message queuing, we have made use of RabbitMQ, which publishes and consumes message between the services. For example, like whenever we make a user, like whenever a user is created, we create an event which is called as customer created. So that is one part of it. Also, the entire integration of the services is stored and deployed within the Kubernetes cluster, and the user information is stored in a database that we have, that is PostgreSQL. So how did we debug during the process of integration of their application? For general debugging, we made use of the PyCharm IDE debugger, as we use PyCharm as our primary IDE. For testing the web API and REST APIs, we made use of a Postman and Call. For testing mechanism, we made use of the test-driven development, and for resolving Docker issues, we made use of logs from Stack Overflow. So, what did we learn from this project and what we could have done differently? So, what did we learn was the first thing we learned was how to implement message queue using RabbitMQ. We also learned how to create message queues for services and implement different operations such as sync, trackable, and manageable, along with understanding the publish and subscribe model and understanding PK. We also brushed upon how we use PostgreSQL for storing user data, and also how we could use Kubernetes and Docker in a better way. Things we could have done differently are we could have deployed the application on a Google Cloud platform rather than Docker. Also, we could have added more services and made adding services much more easier.
So now continuing for the demo part. So here, as said earlier, we are using Docker with Kubernetes for our local deployment, and then we just used Postgres and RabbitMQ images, and then we have created individual containers for each of the service, like community service, user info service, booking service, and front end part. And then so these are the different queues that are created for inter-service communication, and these are the tables that are being used for storing the respective information. As you can see here, I have onboarded two of the service providers and one of the user. So I will just log in myself into one of the browser instance, and then so as you can see here, so there's an hairstylist who is providing two two slot of information, and there are no plumbers as of now. And then there is a carpenter who is whose service is already booked for one slot. And as of now, I have two bookings that are being made under my name. And then if I go now and book another one as with the hairstylist, so now we can see here in the bookings information, the same booking details get updated. And if I go back to the home page, and if I see if any of the customer tries to book the same slot, it gets blocked for now, blocked for him. And then they say the in like user information is available in the customer info page. And now if I try and log in as the as one of the I will sign out from here, and I will log it using one of the service provider who is whose mail ID is given as SNS. And then as you can see here, one of the slot is being booked here, which is like this part. The SNS is the carpenter. So now if I go and try and add another slot on some day, so the slot will be added. For now, you can see there is only one booking under the user named as Yashwant. And then now if I go here and uh, check the carpenter, and the date on 29th and 30th, which was added, will appear here, and he can book the same. So once the booking is made, the same information is added on this part, and then the same thing information will be added here as well. So now if you can see the as this customer, you can see the service provider information here. And then uh, so it just to for the debugging purpose, we have created one test queue called test queue thing, and we have binded the different messages here. And then so just to show you the messages, these are the different messages like slot booked, bookings there. And then one more thing is the event dot customer dot created. The same messages are consumed in different queues as well, like event dot customer dot created, and user info service also the similar way. So that's it from the demo point of view. Thank you.